Did we just find the first ever fake news story? Okay, so this isn't exactly what you think. In 1835, a New York newspaper ran a series of stories claiming that there were bat-winged creatures living on the moon. These bizarre beings, which the paper called moon men, supposedly lived in caves on the lunar surface and came out only at night to flap their bat wings and drink the blood of cows. Yeah, that sounds crazy, but people actually believed it. For months, the paper ran story after story about these moon men, even though the whole thing was made up. And to be honest, it wasn't that hard to convince people, because back then there were no photos of the moon. The only way to see it was with your eyes or through a telescope. But telescopes weren't that great back then, so people couldn't really see anything on the moon's surface except for some cool shadows. So when the newspaper started making claims about what they saw on the moon, people believed them. The paper even published a story about a man named John Henry Pepper, an astronomer who supposedly observed a group of moon men bathing in a lake made of molten gold. Now, this is where things get weird, because there's a lot of bat imagery in the story. It says that the men had large bats, that they used to fly around, and that they hung upside down in caves just like bats do. At one point, it even says that one of the moon men tried to attack poor Mr. Pepper with a club and a knife, but luckily he was able to defend himself by throwing a rock at it and then shooting it with his pistol. Sounds like a crazy story, but remember, there are no pictures of the moon, so anything could have been true. In fact, the craze over these moon men got so bad that scientists at the time started making observations of the moon and publishing their findings in scientific journals. They didn't see any evidence of moon men, but they did see cool stuff like craters and mountains. This led to a huge scientific breakthrough, the discovery of the moon's surface. But sadly, all of these incredible discoveries were lost when a volcano erupted in 1836 and destroyed the city of London. Just kidding. It didn't really get destroyed, but it did get a little bit damaged. Still, that's not as exciting as the Great Moon Hoax. Do you think you would have believed these stories about the moon? Let me know in the comments section below. Also, be sure to subscribe and leave a like on this video. And with that said, I will see you next time.